So I just wanted to say that I put out a preview that a lot of people didn't agree with for Suicide Squad. I tried to say, hey, I think this game is a little bit jank. I don't find the boss fights to be particularly fun, at least the Flash boss fight that I got to experience. I the gameplay seemed very repetitive and monotonous. And here we are, the first DLC comes out, and it is a disaster, to put it mildly. The Joker content came out, and you are thrust into the new season. You say, well, do you want to keep playing on the game save that you have now, or would you like to go into episode 1, Fear? And then you start the new episode, and it plays this intro every time you launch the game where the Scarecrow logo comes on the screen. And you get an intro cutscene, which is basically the trailer for the Joker. It's a minute long, and he just kind of talks about how he is not a reliable narrator and such. And that is your introduction to the new season of Suicide Squad. If you've seen the trailer, you have largely seen everything. So it's basically this. And as you can see, it seems like they've already had to cut budget on animation. So this is what was delivered. Look, say what you will about the animation quality. This would not have been expensive for me to find an animator to make. So like I don't know what to say, but it seems like their budget got cut substantially. I don't know how much this costs like a professional developer, but like what, 10 grand? I don't know. I don't want to even put a guess out there, but if they pay more than 10 grand for this intro, I'd be shocked. I would be shocked, right? So their concurrence jumped up to 2,900, at least on Steam. So you have to assume that that means largely they had a large player base. And a lot of people were probably excited to try out the Joker. Well, unfortunately, when you start the season, the only way you can unlock the Joker immediately is by paying for him. And when you pay for him, he goes to the Hall of Justice, and he's just sort of sitting there chilling for you. You have to swap out one of your main characters and swap in the Joker in order to get started with the gameplay. And it's very, very strange, to say the least. It's a very strange implementation. When you start a new season, the fun should have been unlocking the character, not grinding to level 35. And this bizarre thing is, you do not get to play this Joker when you start the new season. You get to play old events that you have already done. For some people are saying you can do it in 30 minutes. It took me about 2 to 3 hours, somewhere in there, because once you do all the +2s for like an hour, those aren't +2s anymore. So the most efficient way to level up that season is to do like a 3-minute event. You can do the math, 3 minutes times, whatever it takes to get to level 35. And then once you grind out the same mission, basically, because that's the best way to do it, for 2 or 3 hours, or old missions, some old missions sprinkled in there, you are able to go fight Brainiac. I have the boss fight footage I captured up here for IGN. You're able to go fight Brainiac, and he is a copy of Green Lantern, as we all expected. So here is the Green Lantern Brainiac boss fight, where you basically whittle him down the same way you whittled down Green Lantern, and he reminds you that there's 13 of him. We've killed 2, so 11 are left, I guess. There is no way that this model succeeds. So anyway, you go do the 15-minute boss fight against him, and then you unlock the Joker, and a cutscene plays. I'll just jump forward to that beat. So you beat him, and then Joker's saved, and then there's a cutscene that plays where the Joker is introduced to the other characters in the squad, and he has a little bit of a spiel. You can go watch it over on IGN right now. And that is it. So No access to the Joker unless you pay $10 for him in the store. Even if you do that, you don't really get any more story implementation. There is a grind for some new weapons that you can collect if you like. Once you unlock him, you get one story cutscene, and that is it. And then apparently there's going to be more stuff maybe next week in the form of a stronghold, but they're saying something was already added to the game that nobody has really experienced, and everybody was super confused about this. It is one of the worst implementations of a season I've ever seen. There's no there's an intro dialogue over the comms where Waller kind of talks to you and tells you to go get the Joker, and to do that you have to grind to level 35 on this new seasonal pass, and that's confusing because you have the battle pass that you're leveling up, you have your world rank, and then you have the fear season rank or whatever, and then you unlock the Joker and you have to do his ranks, and it's not really well explained in the game. And you got to remember, Rocksteady was like talking about how they have this huge support plan for the game, and I'm opening with this just as people are coming in so that I could put it out as a vlog, because it's a video I wanted to make. It is just terrible. It is absolutely terrible implementation. Everybody is roasting it. I did point out, though, there was a noticeable jump in players, because they were down to like 60 players at one point. And if you want to take a look at Steam charts and just see like what kind of happened with this DLC, everybody hates when I use this, so I'm going to keep using it as long as I possibly can. So like, here's how it was going. They were like 400 players a day. At this point, they had like 67 people playing. I don't know if that was a patch. So then here it comes out and it shoots up to like 3,000 concurrents, which is quite a big jump from 200 or like 400 at peak to 3,000. So like, what is that? 100 times the players. And then it quickly jumps down to 1,000, and then it's peaking around 2,000. So you've lost 1,000 in the first day, 1,500 in the second day, and it's holding around 1,400 as, I guess, people grind to unlock the Joker. Suicide Squad is a disaster. I think WB and Rocksteady should pull the plug on it and just release like a trailer or something talking about the conclusion to the game. I don't know why they would continue to invest in this. Maybe behind the scenes it's making more money via the store, seeing a lot of people were probably confused about how to get the Joker and may have ended up buying that character. And Cheap D and I talked off the air. The last interview I did was with Cheap D. It's just like, why Suicide Squad? There's no Suicide Squad movie right now. There's no native interest in the Suicide Squad brand. Like, if you made a Harley Quinn game, that would make more sense to me than a Suicide Squad game with King Shark, Deadshot, and Captain Boomerang. And granted, some of the jokes work at times, but overall, the whole game is just bad. And this first season was its chance to come out and say, hey, we're here to stay. We're playing for real. And they just massively, massively dropped the ball on it. It's really, really unfortunate. And just to address some sort of weird thing, people seem to think that like I'm pissed about not getting a code or something. No, I'm pissed because the game's bad. That's the long and the short of it. I think, if I'm being honest with myself, I was more pissed off about the preview when I was trying to tell people, to my own detriment, that, hey, this was bad. This was not a good experience. And my criticisms were echoed in the other previews, but for some reason mine had a laser focus, probably because of the headline. And then we do the typical car wash. We release gameplay, the first 20 minutes of gameplay. It's an early access game. It comes out a week. Yeah, flash too fast, right? It comes out a week early, so we released 20 minutes of gameplay. We had released gameplay from the preview event also. And then we posted the ending. I actually waited to post the ending a day or two after I had seen, okay, the ending's starting to come out. People are talking about the Batman scene. People are posting the ending. I'll post the ending now because it's an 8-hour campaign, and whatever. And then people are like, why would IGN do this? And that is, I have always posted the endings. it's on you. Like if you, here's the thing people don't like to hear. If you don't want to see content, don't click on it. It's labeled with spoil. It opens up and it says, wow. And there's a big spoiler warning. So as soon as you see that, you can like click off of it. Nothing really happens for a significant amount of time during the ending cutscene. So like for the first minute, nothing of note that I remember really happens. So you still have all that opportunity to click out of it, and you never need to click into it in the first place. So we posted the ending for Final Fantasy as an example. So that criticism, the criticisms that I see online, are weird. The people have made up their mind about what happened there. I'm mad specifically about not getting a code. It's not because the game was bad or I'm disappointed that Rocksteady would release this or any of that other stuff. It's that I have a grudge. No, I do not. I love Rocksteady. Rocksteady is one of my favorite developers. I previously had worked on making a piece about why the combat in the Arkham series is so spectacular. And I worked with Ronnie Barrier on it. I did a lot of the gameplay in that feature because I wanted to make sure that the gameplay was of a quality level that was respectful to the work that the Rocksteady team had done. So any sort of indication that I have a bone to pick with Rocksteady or anything else like that, I think it's absolutely absurd. Potentially the WB situation is a little bit more problematic because it's very strange, but to not send out a code to a person who's not me to review the game, but we gave it a 5, or we gave it a very low score. And I think Suicide Squad is done and dusted. It does feel a little bit like beating a dead horse, but the fact that everybody is so riled up about my coverage about it just says I'm going to keep playing it and I'm going to keep covering it as much as possible. Not as much as possible. Like every time there's something notable, my playtime on Steam is 65.8 hours. I did the campaign on Xbox. So I have like 75 hours in Suicide Squad, 75 hours, according to Steam. There's no way that is all active game time, right? Like I must've left it on or something, but it is what it is. So, very unfortunate news. I will keep playing as they do characters. I'm not even really mad. I think I am just incredibly disappointed and baffled by the decisions that they have made in respects to this. But obviously it's their right not to send the code. So am I mad about that? No, like you don't have to send the code. Like IGN purchased the game. It's not really a big deal. We didn't get early access anyway, so it wouldn't have been beneficial to get the codes anyway. I do think it's weird that nobody's like, hey, don't you think it's a little weird that this mega publisher is sending out codes to the people more likely to give favorable coverage? That's weird. That concerns me. Don't send me a code. That's fine. I don't care, right? But there's more than that happening. And that was sort of my 2 cents on it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you haven't yet. A huge thank you to all the members. My members have changed. Here's the page. You can click that join button. It's usually at the bottom. I really appreciate you all. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.